Hi, today we are in Long Beach, California, visiting WELL conference. Last year this conference was in Washington, D.C. and I got to go and I really loved it. Monday, Tuesday was a WELL, and the rest of the week, Wednesday to Saturday, it was a LEED conference, green build, which I always also attended because I like and I do attend it every few years. But this year and from now on, WELL will be a freestanding conference, and they decided to start right here in Southern California in Long Beach. And WELL will be in Long Beach for next 3 years, and we can come and visit.
So hi everyone, my name is Whitney Austin Gray. I lead research at the International Well Building Institute. I've been in this position more or less since the very beginning of how our organization started. And as part of my gig, I get to talk to leaders around the world, experts who are passionate, who are committed, that are tuned in, tapped in, turned on to what they do.
It is very intimate, just a few hundred people, and it's really great because you get to go and speak and ask questions and talk to speakers directly. In the morning there was a panel discussion here on health and wellness, and I will try to find the speakers and ask them a couple questions, and also I will show you the space the conference is in. Your presentation was amazing. I would like to ask you a little bit about what you do and how did you start doing well and well in the buildings. How did you?
How did I start?
Yes.
Sure, right. So I started by getting my PhD in public health. And when I was doing that, public health is all about problems. So obesity is a problem, asthma is a problem, cardiovascular disease is a problem. And I looked at the solutions. Solutions were that you legislate it out, you use policy, you educate it out, or you design it out. And I love design. And I said, could we just design out the problem to begin with? Could we design buildings and cities that would actually make people more active and reduce issues of obesity? Could we actually design places that help us with our mental health and well-being and our stress and reduce risk around cardiovascular disease? Could we actually create air systems, outdoor air, create natural daylight so that we could reduce asthma? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
We can. And then many years later, that led me to leading research at the International Well Building Institute. And so we've designed a certification that's focused on developing spaces for human health and well-being around the world.
Right, and LEED, when it started, it was very received conservatively, but now it's baseline. For example, in California, California Green Code, actually equivalent of LEED Silver, more or less. Do you believe that WELL also will become part of the building code, will be like WELL building code, the same as Green building code, and some of the things we're just discussing and wishing to have in a building would become a mandatory? Do you think we go in this direction?
Absolutely. That's our hope. So I would say that many people right now, they work in a beige office with beige carpet, with beige cubicle, with beige walls, and they take a beige elevator. And you spend 90,000 hours of your life at work. And then one day someone created a space that allowed you to take the stairs and to have natural daylight and to breathe healthy air. And you not only worked better, but you worked longer. You were more productive. That company was more successful. And then all of a sudden the company next door said, I could also do that. And then the company next to that said I could do that. And the mayor said they could do that.
The mayor and the city.
The city said they could do that. And before long, what looked like it was so hard or so different just becomes the new or next normal for everyone. So we can do better. We're showing that we can do better. And right now it might take more effort or money until one day it doesn't, and it just becomes the new norm.
Like with LEED.
Yes.
Right. And my other question, we were talking over there at the lecture about the surveys. Do you think surveying about effects of a healthy building is enough, or do we need to have more comprehensive testing when you can actually run a blood work or do any other tests to prove that people have more hard proof to show that people become healthy by being in the buildings. Are there any conversations on that, or are there any testing standards on?
That's a great question. I mean, I think we're in the next era of work. We're also in an era of digital transformation.
Right.
So we don't have to say anything, right? We don't have to ask anything. We just get information in new ways. Our phone provides us information.
Right.
AI is part of that. Machine learning. Our buildings are listening and they're talking. They're changing the space so that people are more comfortable.
Right.
So we have new data. We also have more publicly available data, which is driving business right processes. So in the ESG space, environmental social governance, we know that we want to transparently report materiality risk. So now we have more data about business. So we have more data about the building. The building is talking to you. People are giving more data through their phones. They're reporting more data through ESG. So absolutely, do we need more than just a survey? We need to triangulate data that helps us understand experience. And interestingly, people don't always know what they need for their health. In fact, we're actually able to detect that even when people report that they're feeling fine, they're actually very stressed. They're dealing with lots of anxiety issues. And there's actually technology that allows us to detect when people are stressed in buildings. Now, whether or not we want to employ that on a large scale, we shall see. But the power and opportunity for places to better detect illness is here. Now it'll be interesting if places can actually detect and promote wellness. And not only disease.
And reverse that.
Absolutely. Like, let's think about new ways to do that. We have some incredible partners here. Panasonic is here doing a lot of this work. Carrier, Johnson Controls, and they are all up to understanding how buildings can talk and how we can listen better to transform spaces for health and well-being.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
For your time. Great.
Thank you.
Right now is second day of the conference. It's lunchtime. There were a few lectures in the lecture hall over there, as well as in the outdoor patio on the other side, outdoor under the tent. And behind me are the lounges that belong to the sponsors. And right now I would try to go and interview them and ask a few questions. So please follow me. This Way to Well conference. I think we're almost there and we're going back to the conference from lunch. But the big question is, if I hide word conference here, this way to well, what we really need to find is the way to well, meaning the way to well buildings and spaces where people feel good, they live longer and their health improves. And it's very interesting that this conference today is about 250 people maybe, and the Green Build conference I attended last year in Washington was about 25,000 people. So there is 100 times as many people consider visiting conference and as much interest in LEED as it is in WELL. Also, currently in California, Cal Green Building Code incorporates a lot of LEED requirements to the point that any average building built now in 2022 most likely will be at least LEED silver. And with WELL, we have very long way to go. It's not even common to talk about wellness in a space, and not many people know that WELL rating exists, and we really need all these WELL standards also be publicly accepted, well known, and incorporated, essentially incorporated in the building codes. And I hope that we together will find this way to WELL, and right now we're going to go to the conference and keep working on that. Hello.
Hi, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. ATP is a sponsor of WELL conference this year. Why? What do you guys offer?
We actually offer WELL AP training materials for people looking to get their WELL AP credential.
What kind of materials?
We publish an actual textbook or e-textbook that can be used individually or through with a course.
Oh, so you're actually publishing a physical book?
Yes.
It's hard to find nowadays.
Yes. Right now we are kind of like in the beta stage. We have the book complete, but it's going to be used for a class this week. And then we're going to finalize any changes, so it'll be ready in about a month.
Okay, so you are supporting the training this Friday, right?
Yes.
With the conference.
Yes, we're supplying all the attendees with a e-copy, a virtual copy of the book. And then once the book is published, it becomes a full copy. And they'll actually get the book, and then they'll have access to test questions and practice exams.
Oh, you also put them together?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like an online package and the physical book.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So every book, if you purchase the book, you get access to all these online resources. So we do have flashcards with vocabulary terms. There's also there's going to be questions by concept, and then there's the ability to take a 115 question exam that will randomly choose questions from each concept. So every time you take the test, it'll be different.
Right, of course. Oh, do you know what's your passing rate after people go through?
No, I actually do not. This is actually technically our 5th edition. But people who have used our previous edition have all spoke very highly of it. I couldn't tell you passing rate. We don't keep track of that really, because we sell more toward like large organizations buy the book. We do have individuals who buy it too, but also enterprise level companies who purchase it for their employees. So we kind of don't keep track. We're more of the supplier. We don't put on any trainings.
I see.
At least not yet. So.
And who is developing those books? How do you develop them? How do you know they're close enough to the actual test?
Actually, I am actually the author.
Oh, okay.
This is the second version I've worked on. I actually have taken the WELL AP test, the first version and V2 beta. Passed them both, obviously. So I've been in construction over 25 years, so I'm pretty familiar with the built environment. And I've been doing editing and authoring for about 17 years now.
Wow. How did you get interested in WELL? Why WELL?
Actually, we are a big supporter of the USGBC. And so we actually have training for those exams.
Oh, okay. For all various exams?
Yes. So we have a book and fast cards for Lead Green Associate and Lead BD and C. And so when we were doing those materials, this is when IWBI was first starting out. They were looking for people to publish,
study guides. Yeah.
We have study guides, and so we actually just responded to a proposal from them. And then they agreed, and so we put it together. And it's been going on now since 2017, 2018. So it's been a really good relationship with them.
Oh wow, great. Do you publish any other materials, any other books?
Actually, we've been around for about 125 years.
Oh wow.
So if you look at our catalog, this is actually our catalog. The big topics that are big here that we publish are culinary nutrition and indoor air quality. We have 2 books with that, and then we have over 100 different products, ranging from electrical, plumbing, carpentry, print reading. We have a whole culinary line, and we kind of branch out into anything technical and vocational training wise.
Oh, great! But your specialty is well and lead.
Yeah, for me, that's what I do. I'm also big into the construction, the non-plumbing or non-electrical construction. So carpentry, plumbing, print reading. I'm editor for those.
Okay, and where can we buy those books?
Actually, if you go to atplearning.com, we actually have a complete website. You can purchase from there.
Oh, okay, great. Yep. Well, I will leave that in my description box below.
Sounds great.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for talking to me.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Wolves and dragons. Game of Thrones. It's like a giant wolf out here. It must be like that big. As long as you know the direction of the head and the location of the head and how your head is turned. But like, why not just do the real thing, right?
What is your product and what are you speaking about on this conference?
Yes, so my name is Kyle Steele. I'm founder of Global Wave Integration and Future Care Solutions Group.
Wow, excellent.
And so we have our little lounge here, which showcases immersive audio experience, and we custom build scenes, we provide hardware install, and then on the Future Care side, we do aging in place technology and solutions. So that's like assisted living, senior care, home health, home care. So we have our own AI backend that helps people age in place.
How does it help people to age?
Basically, you stay connected with your loved ones. 9 out of 10 people want to age in their home and not in a facility.
Right.
So we allow them to have independence in their own space with our sensory network and AI backend that connects you with your loved ones.
In the facility or in their own space?
Both, within the facility or if they're still aging in place.
Okay.
So like my grandmother, for example, she's in Indiana. So I can get alerts like based on her activities of daily living. Like, is she up too late? I can notify her like, hey, I see that you're up, without the use of microphones or cameras. So it's very private. But I get a little insight how she lives in her home, even though I'm on the other side of the country. So I can stay engaged and in contact with her.
And it's a part of your system?
Yes.
But it's more than just sound system.
Yes, so Global Wave is more of immersive environments that we build out. So we're like a custom installation company. We do projects all over the world. And then Future Care Solutions Group, the other company, is really focused on senior care.
Oh, okay. And
so it's like 2 different companies.
I see. So one is for older people and another one is for sound?
Yes.
So the one for sound, how is it different from something I can buy in Best Buy, right? Like sound system or...
Good question. So it's completely customized. So what we do, we actually 3D map the environment. So we place the speakers, conceal the speakers. So it's not about the hardware or technology, it's really about the experience. So this isn't something you can go to Best Buy and purchase.
You cannot?
No, not yet. Not yet. So it's not so much about the actual speaker, it's about hiding the technology and more about the experience. So we provide the experience. So we're like a solutions provider, not a technology provider.
But when you hide a speaker, isn't quality of the sound goes down because you need the speaker out? I always struggle. I'm an architect. I always struggle with that because for a speaker to do the best, they need to be out there visible.
You have to move the air. Yeah,
right.
It's physics-based, right?
Right.
So we do a lot of like high-end home cinema. And what we do, we work with interior designers, architects, and we can provide the fabric that's acoustically transparent. So that's a really important part, that you have the right fabric in front of it that moves the air. So if you block a speaker with a material that's not transparent, then you don't get that quality of audio. So you want acoustically treated fabric.
Okay. So you're basically designer and installer for high-end acoustical systems.
Yeah, I mean, we call ourselves a secondary general contractor. I mean, architect in a way. We help with interior design. We do. We actually have lighting designers in-house. So when we talk about Ketra lighting or Lutron lighting, you know, we can really customize that as well. So we kind of take everything and integrate it together.
So who are your clients, or best of your clients?
Oh, we're on the residential side, we deal with the 1% of the 1%, clientele that have multiple homes all over the globe. So we deliver the same experience no matter if they're in one of their homes or maybe if they have a yacht. So it's the same experience no matter where they are. And we work with a lot of builders, architects, interior designers. And then on the commercial side, we partner with senior care facilities.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us proceed with the first song.
Hello.
Wellstart is a sponsor for Well Conference this year.
Yes.
Why? What do you guys offer to the community?
Yeah, we offer indoor air quality monitoring and energy monitoring software and platform. Yeah, we made our own hardware that does indoor air quality monitoring, and it connects to our software platform.
And how is your product different from any other product on the market?
It has a lot of like functionality. It has lots of different ways to connect with buildings, so it can be used for both control and reporting of energy data and air quality data. It brings energy and air quality data together to help buildings optimize for indoor air quality and energy usage.
Do you also do water quality?
We don't do anything with water. No, we don't touch water. We do like water monitoring from a usage perspective in our software platform, but we do not do water quality monitoring.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if we would do that.
And is it for residential or commercial applications?
Our customers are all commercial office today. Yeah.
But could they?
I mean, the hardware is easy to deploy, so it's wireless communication. So it's pretty easy to deploy. So doing it in residential is a possibility, but we haven't sold to residential properties. Yeah.
And so what clients can learn from this information to improve the well-being of the occupants?
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, just monitoring indoor air quality gives you well credits and well points, right? So
as well as LEED, right?
As well as LEED, right? And you know, we take a different approach than just monitoring it. It's also about like, well, how much energy did it take to create good air quality and bringing those two things together.
Oh, I see.
Around how you're going to operate a facility, right? So we kind of focus on the E as well, you know.
So it's optimizing how much air intake you would have and how much.
So like, you know, hey, maybe there's not a lot of people or there's not a lot of pollution today, so you can operate differently.
Right.
And use less energy by operating differently. So we help customers get a picture of what's going on in their facility. So that they can make better decisions on how they're going to operate.
Right. And what kind of testing in terms of air quality? How many parameters you can monitor at the same time?
Yeah. So we monitor temperature, we monitor humidity, we monitor formaldehyde, particulate matter of 3 different sizes, a couple different types of VOCs, as well as.
Do you know which ones?
Formaldehyde's a VOC, and then we have another VOC sensor that's meant to capture like high spikes, so it has like a very wide range. And then our other VOC sensor, it's calibrated for isopropyl butylene. It's a very typical sensor that people put, and it meets a certain standards. And then we also do O3 and CO. So we have a very comprehensive sensor suite.
And do I need to calibrate this, or how long can I go without?
The cool thing about our technology is we remote calibrate. So with our software and analytics package, we're able to remotely calibrate the sensors. So our servers are watching all the data in real time, and we're able to make decisions to automatically recalibrate sensors. So we don't have to come on site to recalibrate sensors. We do it remotely.
Oh,
so it's part of the value proposition.
And so how, like, let's say real time? Like every minute, every second, every 10 minutes?
Calibration?
No calibration, but the results.
We produce data every 5 minutes. So we take the data, and if you're a customer of ours, you can see every 5 minutes what happened and changed with your air quality. And then we have custom reporting to roll that up into monthly, annual reports for customers.
But for actually end users, can they access this information, or it's just for managers of the building?
When you say end users, what do you mean?
Let's say people who actually rent the space, who work in the space. Do I know?
So some landlords will provide the data directly to their tenants, right? So they'll have a screen where the tenants can see the air quality, or they'll give the tenants a report from our system, like once a month on the air quality.
Right.
So it's a mixed bag, you know. Yeah.
Do you have capability of, like, let's say I am working in the office and it's not enough air, I can go see what the numbers are and actually request more air?
We work typically with landlords, so we do have relationships with tenants, and whoever the customer is can see the data.
Okay,
that's how our system
works. But if
works.
the landlord said, okay, yes, I want to use real time, I want to implement real time feedback,
then they can provide it to the tenants, the tenants can literally then see what their air quality is in real time. And they
can request better quality?
Well, I mean, they could say, hey, we see this issue with our air quality. What can we do to change it, right? Oftentimes it's related to stuff that the tenant brought into the space, right? They bought new furniture. Right. You know, we've exposed issues where they got a delivery from China of like a package, and it just like had a lot of VOCs when they opened the package. They were complaining of headaches, but it just happened to be that they got, you know, something that, you know,
and they were able to trace it to a particular moment when it started.
Exactly, because there was a spike in formaldehyde at the exact time they opened the package.
Wow.
And the tenants were complaining about headaches, and then the landlord kind of tracked it back to, hey, what did you do at this exact time?
Wow.
Because it only happened on that floor in the building. Right? It wasn't the whole building, right?
Right.
It was just that one location.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
This Lincoln Park behind me is very dear to my heart, because a few years ago, before joining my firm, I used to be an employee at SOM, and I was a project architect on this project, which included Long Beach Civic Center, Long Beach Library, and this Lincoln Park. And I still keep memories, and I saw how this project developed. And I was very happy to learn today that WELL Conference decided to choose this space to hold some sessions, and it will be yoga and a dancing class. And right now we're going to go and join the group and see how this park actually functions and how this WELL Conference exploring it for its sessions. And those are highlights of WELL Conference that was held in Long Beach, California this year. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or disagree, please leave them in the comment box below. And if you like the video, so like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, WELLROOM. Thank you very much. So what do you think about the conference?
Oh my gosh. I love it, Julia. Thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you for inviting me and be part of this. So I really am floored and excited about what I've been learning today. So thank you. I'll come back again.
Oh, cool. What do you think about Well in relationship to Lead and of course to Envision? How do you feel they interact?
I think that, Well is really the human level of all sustainability. And then you go into the systems of the buildings, that's Lead. And then you get the bigger picture of sustainability with Envision. So I think all three of them can work together. And, it's not a contradiction, but they actually overlap and complement each other. So if you have a Well AP, you need to get a Lead AP. You also need to get Envision, which is actually Julia recently got.
Just 2 days ago. Yes. Thanks to Ethel, because she's the best trainer. If anybody wants to train for Envision, please contact Ethel and contact in the information box, comments box below.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll see you again. Thank you.